Welcome everybody to GoLocal Live. I'm Josh Fenton, CEO and co-founder. It's Wednesday, it's Mott and Chace Day. We've got Johnny Sheil. Johnny, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Johnny, you're down in South County. It's sort of God's land, right? Isn't that what you folks like to call it down there? God's land.
At
Clean.
least I do.
Yeah, right. Clean living, coastal living. It's the best of everything. You've got better clam cakes than anyone else, so you claim. How's the market down there?
It's good. It's still busy. Things are still moving. The clam cakes are still very good. But no, it's staying pretty steady, especially in that 5 to 800,000. Still very, very, very busy. So all in all, it's been very good. Our team's still moving at a nice, steady pace. So we're happy with it as of right now.
Things in that lower price point where it's hard to even utter the words that $500,000 is a starter home here in Rhode Island, with the median price of a single family home at $400,000. That 3 to 500 is kind of first time home buyers. Those houses are going and going quick, correct?
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that the other day. It is crazy to think that that is the buy-in at certain points. In Narragansett, it's even higher. I mean, we're talking like 8 to a million now is the buy-in. When I first started it wasn't even close. But yeah, that is there. There's everything's still moving. We just had a deal, I think, at 550. We ended up getting 8 offers, and it went well into the 6s. So that is still very busy because that's the starting rate.
And those little niche areas like, near the Petaquamsket in South Kingstown, those areas were little kind of beach house. Maybe they were year round and they'd been weatherized, but kind of that sort of cool little connection to the environment area. Those things, when they come on the market, move incredibly quickly.
Yeah, super fast. And so I grew up in Narragansett, and it's amazing to see what Petaquamsket, Mettatuxet, Edgewater has turned into, because those were all family homes growing up, and now
Right.
So they are moving and moving at a rapid pace. That used to be like where you could get your starter home, and now it's at a really big price. And I mean, you got houses on the dock with docks on the water on the river that are selling for over $1 million now, that were once 550. So the dynamic has changed, but they're still moving very quick.
And then at the higher end of the market, I know Mott and Chace has got, I think it's 2 houses in Anawan Cliffs, both in that sort of $5 to $7, $8 million range. First of all, it's rare that anything in Anawan Cliffs goes on the market, let alone 2. What's that an indication of, or is it just an aberration? 2 of them just happen to hit the market at the same time.
Yeah, so that's with a different team, and I think it was just 2 happened to hit the market at the same time. I'm not positive with that, but it is so desirable over there. But those prices, people want to be in there, and those houses are beautiful that they have, and the neighborhood's beautiful. But even a year ago, our team sold one for around $2 million in there, and since then, just to see how fast it's gone up. There's another one under contract in there, I believe, around like $3.5 million. So yeah, Anna is really, really sprung.
Yeah, I mean, it's a unique area, right? It's right there, it's right on the water, but it's almost a private little enclave, which is very unusual in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I love it. My family and I, we love to drive through it every once in a while, every Sunday, to take a stroll in, because it's beautiful. I mean, the scenery you have, the views you have, the construction you have there, specifically those 2 that are on right now. It's amazing. I mean, you can't really find anything like that.
Where do you see the market? We've had this sort of rocket upwards. There's no end in sight right now in the increase in prices. Whether it's 5% or 10% year over year, it's been pretty steady for 5 years. Do you see the market sort of hitting the breaking point, or do you think, and we'll jump over to interest rates in a second, if interest rates come down, we're going to see the market even explode further?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. So I think the market's still steady in Rhode Island. There's other states like Florida, Arizona that are already buyers markets. Rhode Island's
Yeah.
still seller market, but with that being said, we're almost 30% up year to date, I believe, in inventory, which is good for buyers. Um, but still, like we spoke about, that 5 to 800,000 is still really moving quickly. That Ali Reddyhoff, who's my business partner with the Sheil Reddyhoff team, we were talking on the way up here, that 1.3 to almost 2 million, we're seeing big price decreases on some of these. Some of them are
Oh,
going very
interesting.
quick if they're priced aggressively, but some of them are decreased a couple 100,000. I mean, we have the buyer for one, and we put it under contract for I think 300 to 400,000 under what it was listed at. So
Interesting.
yeah, it is. It's super interesting. But all in all, with the market, inventory is up, but we are still very low as throughout the country. And as a state, we are. So I think it's going to be a little bit of both, and it does kind of depend on interest rates too, because it's expensive right now to buy a house.
Yeah. Well, let's jump over to that. The May numbers for inflation came out today, stayed steady at 2.4%. That's probably a likely indicator that the Fed is going to make, a quarter point cut in the next couple months. Does the quarter point, that 25 basis points matter, or do we really need, a 25, a 50, and another 25 before the end of the year to really see a change in how the buyers react to interest rates?
It's a good question. I mean, I think any rate cut that we can get is going to help, because we're still seeing just mass amount of people looking at a house. We
Right.
just we had 30 showings, but and only one person gets that house. So if they do cut even just a little bit, there's 19 more people just on that one specific house that are looking, and now they're a little bit more motivated because the rate just got cut even just a smidge. And then who knows about the new buyers that flood in because of that. So I do think if the rates do get cut, there will be quite a rush for a little bit. But again, it kind of all depends on that inventory.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, inventory's up a little bit here in Rhode Island year over year, but it's still about 50% or even 2/3 of what it would have been pre-COVID in a normal year. We're at about 1,000 single-family homes on the market, maybe a little bit more right now, but in a normal year might have been 3,000.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, because when you hear you're up 30% year to date, you're like, wow, that's a ton.
Right.
You're like, whoa, geez, but we are still so far behind. But buyers should be happy we're not seeing people, go hundreds of thousands over, waiving the inspections and doing whatever to make their offer that much stronger, as much as we did since this 30% inventory has climbed up. Before it was, no inspections, cash offers. If there was a mortgage, there's huge appraisal gaps. So there's all those things that line that have relaxed a bit. I'm not going to say they're completely gone, but they have relaxed a bit.
And to wrap up, your suggestion to that buyer, first of all, get pre-approved, right? Like, you're not even in the game if you're not pre-approved or you're a cash buyer, because you're not going to win that. 30 people viewing a house, 8 to 10 offers. You're not winning that battle unless you're ready to go. Correct?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest pieces, if not the. Everyone says that's the biggest. I honestly, and I know I'm a real estate agent, so it's going to sound a little biased, but I honestly believe it is getting a good real estate agent with good ties in
Yeah.
the community. Well, it's very important. We have a team of 6 with me, Ali Reddyhoff, Monica Boss, Jay Reddyhoff, Aaron Marsh, and Charlotte Viola. And we're from here, and that
Right.
helps when you tell us, we're looking for something on the water in Narragansett, and this is our price range. We know a lot of those people. We grew up with those people. We go out to dinner with them every now and then. So I really think now more than ever, having an agent with that is kind of boots on the ground and fighting for you is just super, super important. Because the agent's going to get you pre-approved and all those things, and I feel like everyone kind of says that answer, but I really do believe if you have somebody in the community looking out for your best interest and finding these off-market deals, we had 6 off-market deals brought to us just last week. That's our advantage, I believe, as a team. So I think that is the biggest aspect, I would say, to those potential new buyers, whether it's investment, first-time home buyers, or somebody looking to retire here, whatever it may be.
And people still want to live in Narragansett even though Terminisi's closed?
Yes, they do. They do, I know. But they love it. And they're opened up a new spot right over in Peaceville. So you can get all the chicken cutlets you want, whatever you want.
All right, that's the way to end this broadcast. Listen, Johnny, thanks so much for taking the time. For everybody else, stay tuned. We're going to have the president of Rhode Island Energy on at 12 noon. He'll be taking questions that have been submitted in to GoLocal. We've got news throughout the day. If you haven't seen the recap on the House Finance Committee version of the state budget, take a look at that. And also, we continue to dig in on the accident down in Portsmouth. There's new information that GoLocal got from an access to public records request. Take a look at that. We published that last night. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. It may be the perfect day to head down to George's and get some clam cakes. Enjoy, everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you so much.